The countdown is on. Joan Mir leads the World Championship. See your tyre on that warm-up lap. It's tough. It's too late. Here comes Vinales. He goes to the end of pit lane. The wait is over. The 92 beats per minute for very, very long, that's for sure. We're ready to go here in Valencia for the Grand Prix of Europe from Espargaro on pole position, and Joan Mir got away well also. So did Nakagami, and it's a head-to-head here for turn one.
Advantage, almost contact there between Nakagami and Mir through the first corner. Miguel Oliveira's had an exceptional start from 8th, already up to 5th.
Up a couple of places, he's going through there on Aleix Espargaro, who's just behind his teammate Franco Morbidelli.
Brilliant start, as we just mentioned, by Oliveira. Mir up the inside of Nakagami at turn 6. The fast-starting Mir then onto the podium places already.
Brilliant. Suzuki's second and third. Raro. Oh, someone's gone down. Who is that?
It's Quartararo! Fabio Quartararo's gone down! Quartararo's World Championship dreams in tatters on the first lap in Valencia.
The disasters continue for the Frenchman. We need to see what happened there.
El Diablo deflated and dejected. Is he down and out of this MotoGP World Championship battle as well? Bacco Quartararo. Oliveira now trying to find a way through on Taka Nakagami. He's made that move. Miguel Oliveira has been brilliant. Already gained 4.
And then, oh my goodness me, no, he was going up the inside of Franco Morbidelli. I don't think there was any contact.
There was no contact. No, Quartararo down in the gravel together, but in separate incidents in the same corner. Can you believe this? How much more...
It shows you that Quartararo, as a result, as it stands, would be 30 points down with 2 races to go.
And that is a big, big mountain to climb. But they were in both Aragon races.
Rins is having a look. Here he is. He's up the inside of Espargaro. Brilliant work there from Alex Rins out of his sight.
Yeah, that was super aggressive and ruthless by Rins into turn number 11. Picks up pole big time. Now then, Joan Mir trying to run Paul Espargaro. He does indeed. He holds on to second place, does Espargaro.
How's the heart rate now? Davide Brivio, across the line we go.
Looking really good. 32.764 from him on the last lap. One of the quickest men on the circuit, actually, faster than Paul Espargaro and Joan Mir.
Suzuki KTM through turn 4, which can be treacherous. Mir here is really hungry to get into turn 6. Does he fancy a move there? No, not quite.
Whoever decided to put the heart rate monitor on Davide Brivio right now.
Kish to turn 7 and 8. He's a bit wide, but that is a corner you can take a different line on to get some more drive through quicker there.
Just the corner speed of the Suzuki's brilliant. The edge grip clearly better than the KTM in that tight infield section. Bitflace having a good battle with his protege.
Mir's going for it again. He's thought about that move once more. Bad. Across the line we go. It's Rins.
Somebody else is down there in the background as well.
That's an Aprilia. I think that's Savadori, is it? Or Renzo Savadori.
Yeah.
To end what has been an awful day for Aprilia.
Fair play to Maverick Vinales. Yes, he's got clear track in front of him. Only a couple of attempts slower than Alex Rins at this stage of the race. Vinales in 18th place. He's got Fabio Quartararo behind him, of course, but Quartararo.
But one thing is for sure, Suzuki's so strong at the end of races, it bodes well that they are currently in 1st and 3rd. Teammate Rins.
He's got a problem himself, though, hasn't he, Mir? Because Oliveira is swarming all over his rear tyre.
Here comes Mir. He's on the inside. Same move as what Alex Rins.
Binder takes his long lap penalty there at the top of your picture. Simon, you've got some thoughts?
Yeah, Morbidelli, the only one that ran work.
It could work. We'll keep an eye on the number 21. He's currently in 7th, but it's a Suzuki 1-2.
Suzuki's are just hold up better than everybody else's. They're so gentle. They've got the way to get the power to the ground without tearing up really.
Let's have a look at this move then from Aleix Espargaro and Fabio Quartararo. No contact made. Quartararo got his move wrong. That is so bizarre. Looked like the crash that we saw in Le Mans that time.
Yeah, Dovizioso and Marquez did a tandem tumbled in when Fabio Quartararo surrendered the 2020 MotoGP World Championship, having had such an amazing start. Oh, Rossi has got problems for Yamaha this week in Valencia.
Well, particularly the Monster Energy Yamaha team.
I mean, you talk about weeks from here. Rossi had a mechanical, didn't he, that ruled him out of the season opener in Jerez. All their well-documented mechanical problems have dragged on into this weekend.
Whoops for Yamaha are pinned on Franco Morbidelli's shoulders here with the hard front, hard rear. Mir, fastest lap of the race at 32.05. Control of this MotoGP World Championship. They're looking very, very good in the early stages here, the two Suzuki boys.
Suzuki have never given out in 2001.
On board here with Joan Mir. Fabio Quartararo is quite fortunate, to be fair, to be in the race.
Oh, Pecco Bagnaia.
What a wretched run he's been in.
He cannot wait to see the end of 2020, can he? The bike obviously not picking up any kind of damage. 31.984 though. You've got to take your hat off to Fabio Quartararo, because that's a couple of...
have not had too many battles head-to-head so far this year. Cal Crutchlow's now crashed out. the LCR Honda rider. Hopefully he's okay. He's now moved into points position as a result of that.
Yeah, Vinales disted a 130. Alex Rins still making the headway at the front of this Grand Prix of Europe, under pressure from Joan Mir, the heart rate.
He is not letting the Suzukis out of his sight. And someone else as well, you've got to keep a really busy as well, and he's not far away in 5th.
Here is Fabio Quartararo then, trying to salvage some points. Spargaro, he's in 16th place right now as Fabio Quartararo. 14 seconds he is behind Maverick Vinales, who's directly...
We saw the strength of Suzuki's and KTM's in Austria, didn't we? What a weekend that was.
Coming back into contention, and Franco Morbidelli's got 2 Ducatis of Jack Miller and Andrea Dovizioso for company.
Jack Miller's just, he can't leave it really any longer to start closing down on this leading group, because Jack Miller at the moment is losing touch with, has decided, I've got the heat in the tyres, it's time to push. He looked like he'd just gone up into 7th there ahead of Morbidelli. He has.
Yeah, this is more trouble coming. Morbidelli now is going to be under intense pressure from the likes of Dovi and Marquez.
Look at the live championship standings right now.
Well, not see a scenario. Yes, we've had so many twists and turns, more than Spaghetti Junction back at home, but you can't see Mir let the pressure get to him and lose a lead that big with just 2 to go. But who knows, this is 2020.
It is Morbidelli. Behind Marquez is Andrea Dovizioso. Here we are on board with your race leader, Alex Rins. What a bizarre... Then, of course, Alex Rins busted his shoulder, missed the opening round, came back to 10th, but we thought, well, that's his championship over. Well, now look at where we are.
Yeah, they're hammering it in Hamamatsu, aren't they, at the moment, that's for sure. Alex Rins, and in doing so, take his first ever MotoGP victory. Alex Rins normally is the epitome of cool and calm.
To see what he would do, because 27-point lead with 2 races to go is a very, very comfortable position to be in. But
Miguel Oliveira just have not been able to latch back onto Mir's rear tyre. Pol Espargaro over half a second now. Suzuki's at the moment are just that slightly, marginally quicker.
There's Johan Zarco, as ever, doing a sterling job on the Sponsorama race.
And as well as they come out of turn 11, Jack Miller has been able to gap Franco Morbidelli. Morbidelli now has got more champions in Moto to Morbidelli and Marquez.
The virtual fan wall, there's some tense faces there as various fans watch positives out of it. At least he's okay, but it will be interesting to know exactly what's gone wrong there.
Well, it looked like the M1 cried no more, didn't it? Factory. Lynn Jarvis must barely want to look at the screens at the moment. It's been a very humbling and humiliating.
In terms of the World Championship, the 2 Yamahas of Quartararo and Vinales. Ooh, exceeding track limits there as Quartararo, and of course the Vinales, and at the moment out of the points. Here is Alex Rins on for what would be 70 points from 75. That's Lorenzo Savadori just sitting up and allowing riders through. He crashed earlier and rejoined. He doesn't want to get in the way.
And Pol in 3rd is up to almost 8/10 of a second now. Fascinating scenario here, because you've got Alex Rins looking at his pit board, seeing 36. He's going to want to put Joan Mir in his place. He will not want that first victory. This is a really intriguing battle raging between this pair.
Rather interestingly, Oliveira and Pol Espargaro.
Yeah, and of course we keep saying how good the Suzukis are. They are the favourites to perhaps manage the tyres better, but who knows, in it wrong, where they can't rely on that sweet handling GSX-RR to get them out of a bit of a pickle.
Here's your helicopter. And then it's Oliveira, Nakagami and Zarco, with Miller still catching. Alex Marquez has now gone through on Morbidelli. Morbidelli's in 9th place now, and if he stays there, his championship over.
Yeah, what a dismal... With back-to-back wins for Fabio Quartararo. No team has won more in 2020 MotoGP than the Malaysian back squad, but it's all going...
Laps, he was faster than the 2 ahead of him. Joan Mir mapping 2. Now, is that... We've seen that a few times from Suzuki. Pol Espargaro is catching the 2 Suzukis here.
Pol Espargaro is riding out of his skin at the moment. Absolutely incredible. This
Jarvis, he let us know that Valentino, they don't know exactly, but he said Valentino tried to accelerate out of a corner. That's believed most likely his fuel pump.
Thank you very much for that, Simon. Bad news again for Yamaha, but at least it doesn't sound like it's in 9th place. It gets worse for Yamaha.
It's a bit of a timid surrender, this, isn't it, by Petronas Yamaha SR, crashing on the very first lap.
On board with the World Championship leader, now looking back from his teammate Alex Rins to the Grand Prix of Valencia here next week.
Do you know what? You've got to give Alex Rins a lot of credit. He's riding under intense pressure here. trying to long time. They just keep exchanging 132.1s, nothing between the two Suzuki men at all.
Miller now starting to lap similar times to the leaders.
Morbidelli's pace has just dropped off a fellow Italian, so Franco Morbidelli may well be able to hang on to a place in the top 10, but not the afternoon that he was on.
We can track the Suzukis out front on board with Mir. This is where they're so strong. Their corner speed
is, or where his risk and reward ratio is sitting right now. Of course, he's desperate to win that first Grand Prix, but he's trying and secure that precious first victory, bearing in mind there are 20 points up for grabs here. And with this situation,
well, there's a couple of, well, it looks like there's some trouble here for Tito Rabat. Now, what's happened here? Championship rival is actually right in front of him.
Yeah,
Alex Rins, and it's his teammate. And what's rule number one? Always beat your teammate. So into the closing stages. 31.9 from Alex Rins, his personal best lap of the race
on factory Suzuki. He's so silky smooth, so precise. Yes, the motorcycle allows him to do that, but yeah,
on that Suzuki he really does. Here's Quartararo, he's got up to 15th now with Tito Rabat in the pit, so it's 1 point hands of Nakagami, and Miller has just put in his fastest lap as well, and he's all over the back of Johann Zarco.
Yeah, and the problem for Takanaka this battle as well, it means Nakagami has too.
On that lap, Mir just slightly faster than Rins, and they still can after the race. Brad Binder's recovered well from the penalty lead. He's in 11th, he's chasing down Morbidelli. And here is Mir is really close to Rins on this lap, Matt, really close. Is there a move coming here from Joan Mir? This is as close as he has been when we get to the start-finish straight of Davide Brivio if they get any closer. They head up towards European Grand Prix.
Yeah, a lot of laps still for these tyres to contend with. Who's going to keep the grip the best? Polispargo just running in a little. Well, he's riding the wheels off that KTM Polispargo. There's nothing more he can do. Nothing more he can do. He'll be able to go to bed tonight.
A warning he had as they make way around, and Nakagami's gone through. So Nakagami is up into 4th. Or is he about to be overtaken again by Oliveira?
Yeah, well, that would be the last thing he needs for Oliveira to sweep straight back on through, having done
2. It's as you were with these 3 riders.
9th place at the moment for Andrea Dovizioso. Looks like it's looking very dubious that Dovi will still be a force to be reckoned with in the final 2 races.
It's a potential one, not had a 1-2.
I don't think they've had a 1-2 since 1982. And back in those days, it was the likes of Randy Mamola doing so well. Randy Mamola and Virginio Ferrari, I believe. Hockenheim in 1982, the last time that happened.
Wow. I mean, can't watch as normal. 4th place for Nakagami. As it stands, he's not made any inroads on Polispargo. Is this the move coming from Joan Mir? Coming across the line for Rins. Mir will be quicker and is. Not a lot in it.
Just looked as well at more traction and acceleration grip than Polispargo. The KTM's horsepower this year, it's a weapon in a straight line, and it's got brilliant 14. He can recover in the braking zone for turn 1.
I love this, Matt. I absolutely love this because it's such a chess match. He doesn't have to do anything about the position he's in. He could just cruise home behind Alex Rins and take a brilliant second and extend his championship all weekend. He has got his eyes on the prize, and despite the pressures of being the World Championship leader, he's going all out for victory and leads.
11 laps to go at turn 11, and he's made that move. Now then, Joan Mir, he's been sitting behind Alex Rins for so long and staring down the barrel of Joan Mir, not only extending his World Championship lead, but doing so from the top step of the podium for the first time in Motogp.
It's the Grand Prix for the first time in quite some time. Into turn 1 he goes. Can he now make a break away from Alex Rins? Stoners do. The sort of thing Marc Marquez does.
Absolutely.
He doesn't need to do it. The door was left wide open.
Rins got
Rins.
in, take all the space. It was a mistake by Alex Rins, wasn't it? He was out on the curbs coming in between turns 9 and 10.
Well, yeah, unfortunately for him, there's another 10 laps to go.
Now then, what does Alex Rins better for Joan Mir? 37 points clear he would be of Alex Rins, will leapfrog into 2nd place in the championship. Miracles to try and get back into the championship battle.
That is astonishing, isn't it? Really is astonishing. That's a hand and a half on the MotoGP world.
So this is a key Grand Prix, a key 9 or 10 laps or so here in Valencia, because they are Prix was Suzuki's last world champ back in 2000, and they've never been closer. They've never fought for it as strong as this in 2020.
Asking big questions here of his teammate Alex Rins. What a day this could be. Not only a 1-2 in the race, but there'd be one. He's had double the podiums of anyone in 2020 thus far. He's been a cut above the rest.
And this will be justice. This will be when the red flags got thrown because of Maverick Vinales' brake failure at 140 miles an hour in the first corner. Had that not happened, well, Juan, a Motogp Grand Prix winner for the very first time.
It's up to half a second now, back to Alex Rins, but line for the number 36, which will just add to the stress of Davide Brivio, but he looks so good at the moment as he rounds turn.
This lap of the race, what a performance it is by Joan Mir. Alex Rins at the moment's got nothing for him. 3/10 quicker than Rins on that last lap was missed by Joan Mir. This is what the Suzuki does so brilliantly. This is what the Suzuki does better than any other motorcycle on the lap. On lap 19 of this journey into the unknown for Joan Mir. Absolutely awesome.
Simon, I've just got to come to you quickly.
Absolutely awesome. You know I'm a fan for a long time, Stephen. I feel a lump in my throat watching him, on his way. I'm so good at feeling the limit, they're all on that edge, and he obviously feels like he can do it, so away you go.
Yeah, at the moment, Rins has got nothing for Mir at all. All he can do is watch his teammate stretch away into the distance. Don't hear us say very often about the factory Suzukis.
And as things stand with 7 laps to go,
we might in final round decider in Portimao. If it goes the way as it's going right now, Joan Mir could be crowned MotoGP World
Team Suzuki X-Star, but richly deserved their work in the winter. Sylvain Guintoli being one of them, the test rider as well, who will be loving what he's seeing at this moment in time.
Yeah, project leader Shinichi Sahara.
Uchi and Davide Brivio are going to be launched into the skies by their team again.
And just for all the Japanese engineers and crew, Steve, that are certainly really had to make sacrifices for this factory effort this year, and it's all reaping big dividends right now.
I'm getting a bit nervous. Further back, it didn't pay off, the choice to go for the hard front for Jack Miller. He's not been able. This is second place, but as they go across the line, it's now 8/10 of a second. It's another 31.9 for Joan Mir.
Just marvellous by Igro, hanging on in there quite brilliantly. He was slightly faster on that last circuit than Rins ahead of him.
And it's another defensive.
France haven't had a defender that good since Marcel Desailly, have they?
Brad Binder's now gone past Franco Morbiken. This has been for Yamaha Motor Company.
Well, let's hope it was a fuel pump for Rossi, otherwise he might be staring down the barrel of a pit lane start as well. Really stellar job. Credit to him. This would have been a tricky weekend. All the mixed conditions, not having a chance to dial in a dry setup. Eli Petrucci, it's another feather in the cap for the young Marquez.
And Brad Binder, who's not that far behind Dovizioso. The battle for the taking a penalty loop. Brad Binder is in 10th.
Yeah, quality ride that. Maverick Vinales on the last lap. His best lap of the race, a 30.
Joan Mir with 5 laps to go. It's a 32 flat.
Fastest man on the circuit right now is the man in 4th place there, top of your pit. Binder has just set the fastest lap of the race on the factory KTM, a 1:31.884 as we look at a very pensive.
Let's not forget, Mir winning this does make it our 9th different winner in 2020.
Yeah,
12 races. Oh, good. So, and he's still got every chance of causing more damage to Andrea Dovizioso, and then crucially, here you can see Dovi
would tie 2016, wouldn't it? And that was the previous highest tally for different winners in a Premier Class World Championship. With 2 to go, we might, for the way 2020 has gone so far.
You can keep your eyes on the Suzuki boys up in the top left, whilst we have a little look at this battle. Are we going to get a little Rookie of the Year scrap with a couple of laps remaining?
Yeah, that's what's keeping Brad Binder's attention right now, isn't it? In the hands of Andrea Dovizioso, he breezes on by Alex Marquez.
Oh, Marquez has gone down!
He nearly took out Dovi as well.
He really nearly did. Alex Marquez.
That would have just about summed up Andrea Dovizioso's look in 2020 as well, if he'd have been clattered into by Marquez.
Oh, he went. Let's not forget there's a couple of damp patches in here, and he was a bit out of shape on entry as well. There's a damp patch there just to add to it. That has done is moved Binder up a place. Crucially, it gives a couple of the Yamaha boys an extra point, which at the moment, anything they can take.
Riding better than he's ever done in his Grand Prix career, and he's had some special moments. He's been untouchable, so 1.4.
Pure class from Joan Mir here in Valencia. Hasn't really had any dry track time. How has he been able to deliver consistency like that?
Well, he's really felt the pressure of leading this.
He deserves every accolade he gets, Joan Mir. He's been brilliant this year from that first, an absolute force.
Yeah, this will be 7 podiums in 9 races, and in that condensed World Championship campaign, it was always...
Taka Nakagami has taken another few tenths out of Pol Espargaro. He's trying to cling on to hopes of a podium. Be someday in the sun, wouldn't it, for Davide Brivio and his Suzuki team if things stay the way they are. 1-2 on circuit, 1-2 in the...
We've done back in Hamamatsu. They returned to the MotoGP World Championship in 2015 with Maverick Vinales and Aleix Espargaro. 2 laps to go then now for Joan Mir. His advantage almost 1.5 seconds over his teammate Rins in
has left for Joan Mir, and he's not slowing down. It's a low 32 still for him. Zarco's form, his speed has fallen off. Zarco's got problems, I think, Matt. Real problems. His just dropped off the...
Gonna try and find a way through on Dovizioso as well.
This is a great ride from Brad Binder. He's taking a penalty loop, ladies and gentlemen.
Crucial points to Marquez and Brad Binder. They're desperate to win that prize. Mir's gone here. It's his to lose.
Wait another round to try and find that crucial victory, but he'll be very encouraged by this performance. They won't have to tweak too much. If Mir does win here, he might not be so keen to risk everything next week. Brad Binder's gone ahead of Dovi now. Brink of history here. He could become the 9th different. Look at Frankie Carcieri. He doesn't know what to do. The crew chief for Joan.
No problems for Joan Mir. He's now coming through turn 3. 11 corners away from the biggest moment of his Grand Prix career so far.
They are being ridden to perfection around this Valencia circuit, and their leading man in the World Championship is a
And this is a special feeling. He's going to be able to put to bed all the talk about will it be the same winning the MotoGP World Championship without a race win, because Suzuki are on course for a famous 1-2 here in Valencia.
What a day it has been for the deal with. It's going to be a 1-2 for the first time since 1982, and there's just one corner left now. Miraculous!
Awesome.
From Joan Mir, who wins here in Valencia and takes complete... It's since 1982. It's 3rd for Paul Espargaro, 4th for Nakagami, and 5th for Oliver. What a day for...
The way big style now for the Suzuki team. 1-2 for them. Joan Mir. Well, the race win looked a mere formality. Is it a mere in second place? A damaging day for him and for Yamaha. He knows surely now the World Championship has gone. It's the Fabio Quartararo. The gap coming into this 27-lap battle was a slender 14 points. What a massive swing in the position for Fabio Quartararo.
By virtue of the fact that Quartararo has more wins than Al.
Podium for this best, for KTM, for myself, and feels amazing. Feels super good, better than ever.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Again on the race, and yeah, let's see if we can adjust better the bike for the next race.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
To all of them, because they made an awesome job, and at the end, if you make a good job, then you are on the top of the podium.
Well, Suzuki now, without any question, they are the manufacturer to beat. Their 2 GSX-RRs are just serious weapons.